Alright, guys, so let's go ahead and react to the injury report for this upcoming game versus the Arizona Cardinals. This obviously is after Wednesday's practice and yesterday's practice, which is our Wednesday and Thursday practice. There's one more practice left before this upcoming game, so just keep that in mind. That Friday practice really is the teller whether or not players will play. You know, we already know we have T. Higgins, we have King Davis Gaither on injury report going into this, so we'll see how everything goes. But let's go ahead and look at their side first, and then we will go ahead and break down our side. So starting off right away for their side, we knew going into this that their running back Ingram has a neck injury, and that there was a chance he will not be playing this game. He is questionable at this moment in time. He is currently did not participate in practice on Wednesday, but he was limited on Thursday. So he potentially could be playing. Their linebacker was limited on Wednesday and also limited on Thursday. The offensive lineman Dennis Daly was limited on both days. It looks like the other offensive lineman also limited on both days. Jonathan Ledbetter did not participate in practice on Thursday. I know he was questionable. He was limited on Wednesday. And yeah, no, all these guys look like they're going to play. Which I forget which guys were kind of like on the fence about questionable. I mean, nobody was considered out yet. It was always just like, oh, questionable, potentially might not play, potentially will play, right? Kind of like on the fence type of players. But I mean, it's still possible if they're, limited for them not to play. We saw last week with Akeem Davis Gaither, who was kind of limited, and did not play. So it's very possible that they do not play, even if they are, limited, back-to-back days. Again, like I said, it really comes down to Friday, because some of these guys, they might be limited, and then Friday, they do not participate in practice. No go. Right? Because they're not ready Friday for the game on Sunday. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. I think a lot of these guys will probably be game time decisions. Now, I will say overall wise, none of these guys on this list here are really, how do I put this? They're not players that I feel like will truly change the game. I don't think so. I mean, they're all good players, obviously. They're not bad players. But I don't really think it's like a player like, Myles Garrett's out for the next game, right? So you're like, holy crap, we're playing the Browns without Myles Garrett. We're playing the Browns without Nick Chubb. It's not one of those situations when it comes to, the guys on the list here for the Arizona Cardinals. Like last week, we went that Titans game. They didn't have Peter Shermansky, the left guard. They didn't have, I think it was their D tackle. They didn't have the linebacker, the wide receiver. That was huge. This is definitely, important, but I think we'll be fine. So unless there's like crazy outs of players that aren't expected to be out, I think for their side, we kind of know who we're playing against. Alright, so for our side though, Keem Davis Gaither did not participate in practice back-to-back days. That's not surprising. He's been dealing with this knee injury now for 2 weeks. He will probably be out for this upcoming game versus the Cardinals. We will not have him. We do have T. Higgins, who also did not participate in practice on both days. He did say it's going to be a pain tolerance type of concept, so as long as he feels like he can play in this upcoming game, he's going to play. But again, it's based on his pain tolerance, so at the end of the day, if he feels like going into this game he's in too much pain, he's not going to play, right? So he's going to do it based on how he's feeling. So him processing really does not impact anything. If anything, it just avoids even more issues of him getting injured even more if he does process. So I'm not going to look too much into that. Again, like I said, he's a game time decision, but he's really a game time decision based on what he feels, not based on what the team wants. Cheeto. Cheeto was limited with a back injury on Thursday. He did practice in full, I believe, on Wednesday, but then Thursday he did have a back injury. Cam Taylor-Britt did not practice on Wednesday. He did practice on Thursday in limited fashion. He is still in the concussion protocol, so hopefully he does end up playing. If he does not play this upcoming weekend, that does mean DJ Turner is going to be bumped up to the number 3 cornerback, and he's going to be getting a lot more play time. Also means we'll probably elevate up a player like Sidney Jones to kind of have him as a backup behind Jalen Davis, and we're just going to have to do next man up mentality, which is kind of what we, always have to do here. Orlando Brown was limited on Wednesday. He was full participant in practice on Thursday. And we did have Irv Smith, who is fully back now. He was limited on Wednesday, but he had full participant in practice on Thursday. Now, obviously, Friday is going to dictate, whether or not he can go for this upcoming game, whether or not he'll be ready, whether or not he'll be healthy, right? So, we're going to be checking out the injury report today and talking about it later, probably tomorrow, honestly, tomorrow morning for Saturday's videos. We'll probably talk about the injury report for Friday, kind of get a general gist of what players are considered out, which players are considered questionable, which players are doubtful, all that kind of good stuff. Because again, like I said, injury statuses can change within pretty much 5 seconds, it feels like, right? One player, you go into a game, you're like, okay, we have this guy, this guy, this guy. Next second later, all 3 of those guys could be out. All 3 of those guys who were considered doubtful could now be playing. It really just comes down to, randomness, I feel like, at this point. But at the same time, it's also a competitive advantage, right? So you have, Thursday and Friday, you have 2 more practices before, actually, no, just Friday, because yesterday was Thursday. So I'm recording this on Thursday, so it's kind of messing me up. You have 1 more process, so you don't want to give, the team a competitive advantage of knowing, okay, well, T's not going to be out there, or this guy's not going to be out there, this guy's not going to be out there. Now, having Irv Smith back this weekend, if everything works out fine, and he practices in full on Friday, and we're good, that's going to be huge. That really will be huge for this offense. Getting another vertical threat player in there. Especially if T doesn't play. If Irv plays and T doesn't play, it's going to suck that T is out, but at least we have someone else in there to, help us out vertically threat-wise. And again, as I said many times, we really need to start seeing Yoshi step up. We really do, because, again, I know Yoshi is not getting all the snaps in the world. Last week, I think he had his most snaps he's had this season. Now, so Chuck Sizzle was out, but Trent Irwin also got a lot more snaps. But, I mean, again, like I said, it kind of comes down to it. I'm not trying to compare Yoshi to Tom Brady, okay? But Tom Brady, when he first started with the, I think back when he was in college in Michigan, he got 3 snaps, right? He got only 3 snaps. That's all he got. And he would always complain to the coach, hey, why is everyone else getting more snaps than me when I feel like I'm the best quarterback here? The coach told him, those 3 snaps, make those the most perfect snaps you have ever done in your life. If you get 3 snaps, make them 3 perfect snaps, right? Because you might not get as many snaps as somebody else, but if you can make those 3 snaps perfect, you're going to start getting more snaps. You're going to start playing more time, right? Just because of the fact that you perfected those 3 snaps. So Yoshi right now is getting around 8 to 10 snaps a game. Those 8 to 10 snaps on offense a game, Yoshi, you need to perfect those. Perfect. Every single time you're on the field, you need to be running your route absolutely correctly. Even if you don't get targeted, you're making the play. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.